What are the top online marketing tactics that you need to be using as a small business owner, as a practice owner, as a hustler that's working at night while they're doing their 9 to 5 during the day? What are these things? Well, that is exactly what we're going to cover in this webinar. Great you're here. Hey everybody, Sabron Walker here from Walker Kreative, and this is what we do. Walker Kreative works with small businesses and practice owners to get those new patients coming in the door, to get new customers calling your phones. So let's get started. I think that will work. Okay, so you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, from time to time, if I ask a question, but you're on mute, of course, just give me the thumbs up so I can see some reactions from people, just so I know that you're hearing me and that it's getting across. All right, so here we go. And of course, myself, my name's Sabron Walker. I'm the CEO of Walker Kreative. Walker Kreative is a digital marketing agency. We help small businesses of all types, from gyms to dentists, veterinary practices, physical therapists, flying car manufacturers, chiropractors, widget producers. We help you with everything to do with being online, building your presence and brand online, and getting leads coming to your company so you can sell stuff.
And a world just keep talking, and I just get to listen to most of that on the plane. I just couldn't speak, so that's
someone should be put yourself
I will
on.
handle it.
Okay, all right. Okay, here we go. So Ron, I'm gonna
just changing the.
Okay, there we go.
Over to me, Sabron.
Over to you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ron Walker, Sabron's father. As Tony mentioned, I've been working with companies, small to Fortune 500 companies, for the last 35 years. I haven't been in America this long for probably 25 years because of the pandemic, and it's just nice to meet all of you. Many of you have just a wonderful, I think, business in the sense of contributing to people's needs. I wanted to just touch on a few basic things because this is mainly about marketing.
Ron, excuse me for the interruption. I'm going to mute everybody, and but Ron, please unmute yourself, and Sabron, please unmute yourself. Okay.
Okay.
I think everybody can hear me.
All right, so Ron, you're going to have to unmute up in the upper left corner.
I should be unmuted now.
There you go. Yep.
Perfect.
Okay, we're all on the same page. Okay, again, so nice to meet all of you. I'm just going to touch on a few things before we move into the main focus. The main point today is actually how to help you expand what you're doing. And Sabron is really embrace that world in many ways to forward your purpose. First of all, when I work with any company, whether it be small or large, and I find right now, when I work with a company, I back them up to their original fundamental reason they're in business. I've worked with a lot of companies that make a great deal of money, but the vital part of that organization was the reason that they started. I mean, I've had companies go international, starting from, their living room, then an office, and then branched out to, millions and millions and millions of viewers actually on an international basis. But it started with their heart. And I would invite all of you. I had a company yesterday sketch out the impact, their impact, because of their purpose, why their purpose is so important, and the impact they could have in businesses around them, from hundreds to thousands of businesses, if they really look at their value. And I think each of you bring, based on your originations, a great value. But sometimes when I have them draw it out, literally draw out the impact on people's lives, they go, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that. And with that, the passion and the desire for why you should be marketing, why you should be branding, why you should be making sure your service is top-notch and professional. I grew up in a very small community, and everybody in that community supported one another, and it was a referral world. And today, despite all the digital marketing and despite all the various aspects that Sabron's going to share with you, your service, your value that you bring, and those people that you're bringing it to will support you in so many ways, and you just got to stay alert to that quality of service. Many of you probably are aware that you can have a great desire and a great idea to expand a business, but the reality of that is most people do not make it. Every day in America, and this is also true in Asia, I do a lot of work in Japan, a lot of work in Taiwan. A business starts, and it's not uncommon that in 5 years you go out of business or you struggle. And I'm sure many of you have seen companies with great, some great ideas don't make it. And that's part of the reason that my company exists and Sabron's exists, is to support that effort that you have. Make sure you have a great plan, and then you hire teammates. The other part that I find is one of the key areas in companies, whether large or small, is how do you find the right teammates? And I would have everybody raise their hand if you've run into a situation where you hired the wrong person. So part of our company, and I know one of the companies here deals with HR, is we make sure you don't, when we work with a company, you have to run any new hire before they get hired through us, because it's not uncommon that you hire the wrong person. They come in and the income lost from hiring the wrong people in an organization is astounding. You can be losing hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. So the area of hiring the right teammates, make sure you embrace your passion, your purpose, draw it out. You certainly can, if you'd like just a complimentary look at that from my company, I'll be very glad to just look at it, in regards to how you are going about achieving that wonderful purpose you have, so that you actually make it and embrace some pieces that might strengthen your continuation and expansion in the year 2021. I would invite everybody, you may have already done this, I would hope so, but lay out a written plan. Again, we can go over that. So that's just the two areas that I want to just address, is your purpose and make sure you're hiring the right teammates, lay out your plan. And Sabron's whole address here is to help you reach customers and opportunities out there like you never have before, and turn the light on in regards to these interesting times, so that you can reach out and take the opportunity digitally and virtually that we have in front of us. So with that, Sabron, I want to turn it over to you, and here we go into the marketing world and the branding.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. Let's see. All right. So online marketing. So I've been doing it a long time and with the clients all over the country, all over the world, but most specifically in North America. And the whole point is how to grow your dream, your office, your business. Many of you, now I've met you, you have your own businesses, or you have a hustle that you're doing. You might be working your 9 to 5, but you have a hustle. You're trying to make it as your entrepreneurial dream to be your own boss. And especially today, more than ever in this virtual world we have online, is the way to reach customers, get them interested in what you do, and sell them. So I worked out this presentation to answer questions. I thought that might be a good way to go through this. So what is your most important target to get started? And when I go through this with you, this is, we're all at different places in our lives. So in our businesses are at different places. So the way I'm going to go through this will have to do with you, whether you're just starting and you have almost no budget, or you have a going office business that has a marketing budget and can spend money on marketing. So we're going to attempt to address your online marketing from both perspectives. So no matter where you are, you can use what I'm going to go over with you today to make it better than now, and to keep moving upwards and improving what you're doing. So the questions we need to answer is, what's your most important target right now to get started? What do you have to do? And then what is the best platform for you to use? Okay, a little typo there. And then, do I need a website? most people would probably think, yeah, of course you need a website, but you actually don't always need a website. And so the question is, do I need a website? Because that can be costly. If you think the first thing you've got to have to be online is a website, well, then you go, so I have to spend $5,000 to have someone build me a website before I can even start. And that can be a challenge if you're at that place. So that's a question. And then how important is content, and do I need video? So those are the questions I'm going to talk about today and address with everybody. All right, so let's get this going. All right, so the first thing, your sort of zero target, because we're talking about what do you need to do first? Well, the first thing you generally think is you need traffic. You need leads. You need people coming at you, either going to a website, going to a Facebook page, calling a phone number, which might be coming right off the bat. If you're getting started, it's going to be your cell phone that you're putting out there, people to call you. But your sort of zero target right before that target is you got to have presence. And you don't need a website to do that. You need a Facebook page, you need an Instagram account, or you might have a YouTube channel. And these are all things that are free to get started with. And I want you to know that that is a very real beginning and I just helped another company do this with starting with zero budget. They happen to be good at video. And so the first thing was create a YouTube channel, actually learn how to optimize that YouTube channel for search in the subject of SEO, search engine optimization. And when you build a YouTube channel, you can put in tags and keywords and things that you're doing with that channel so that it's searchable. And the business has grown very rapidly to hundreds of subscribers, tens of thousands of views about her niche subject in her niche market in her town. And so it was, now she can spend money on marketing because she started making money, because she got presence and she had people coming to her. And on that YouTube channel, she shared her phone number, literally the phone number to her cell phone. And so it can start from that 0 point with no money. And you need to ask yourself, an important question is, where are your target audience? And in her case, a lot of people were on YouTube. In your case, it might be YouTube. YouTube is growing like crazy right now. People are watching 18 hours of video on their phones and on their computers every week now. And that is 2 hours higher than last year. So video is huge. And so it very well may be a great place for you to start, especially if you're willing to get in front of a camera and talk about what you do. It might be Facebook. If it's sort of that, middle-aged audience, Facebook is great. If it's a younger audience, it might be Instagram, but get on that platform where your audience is and start building a presence. From that, you got to get traffic. And the fastest way to get traffic right now is Google advertising. You pay for it and you pay to get that traffic. If you do it, now here's a point. If you do it on Google, well, you go, well, I need a website for them to arrive to. Well, yes, but it could be a landing page and you could pay a service like Lead Pages to just have a landing page. But there's another free way to do it. If you create a Google My Business account in Google and you just Google My Business and you go there, Google lets you make a free website right on that platform. So Google wants you to pay them, right? It's sort of simple, right? Google wants you to pay them for advertising. So they realized if someone's going to pay us to run ads in your local market. So if you're a local business I'm just going to throw out a town in Woodland, Massachusetts, then you want to be the blah, blah near me. Okay, so we want to run Google ads for that area. So you can create a free website on Google and start running ads at, let's say, a budget of $300 a month. It doesn't have to be a lot, but then you can drive traffic to a website that has contact me or your phone number right in the middle of that page. And now you're starting to get traffic to leads, to sales calls, to selling your product. And if you've got a website and you're a going concern, well, then you probably already know this. You need to go into your, ads.google.com, set up an ad account and start running ads to get traffic. You can talk all you want about organic traffic and being good at SEO and having a Facebook page that you're actively sharing. And I'm going to cover all this, but that's the hard work of like always posting, always doing stuff. But every click that you pay for is a click that's going to a location that you specify, which is mostly a website. So that's a fast way to get traffic. Now, you see on the screen here, I have this Microsoft Bing, and I think it was Fred, you mentioned that you've tried both. Google is going to be a younger audience. I mean, it's across the boards. It's 86% of the traffic on the online is on Google, but Microsoft Bing owns and controls, you know, all of the old AOL and Yahoo as well. So when you run ads on Bing, you're getting everything else practically. So it's, you know, Google is the huge elephant in the room, but the next one down that gets a lot of good traffic is Bing. And if you pay Bing, you get on Yahoo and everything else. And that target audience, if your target audience is above 40 years old, especially 50s and 60s, a surprising statistic we were able to find out is that those people are using the old platforms like Yahoo and Bing, and then the platforms that Microsoft purchased. So they're getting fed those ads. So if you're trying to get that audience, run your ads on Bing. It also has a lot less limitations. This is going to sound funny, but one of our clients is a physical therapist that also works about erectile dysfunction. And Google will not allow ads to be run with the word erectile. So we had to go, well, where do we go? And then it turns out, of course, you know, that's something that would happen to someone who's starting to get a little bit older. And so the Bing platform is now hitting all of our target audience with the ads that we can now run there. So it was a great solution for that in one of the campaigns we were running. Okay. All right, so part of traffic. Now, actually, there's one of the ads we were running. This is video. So where are they watching video? I said how much video is being watched right now, and it's just growing by the day. And so we're running a lot of video advertising. Our company will go out to practices and businesses, shoot a lot of premium video, and then run video ads. These are all examples of what those ads look like on the different devices. The first two, of course, are mobile, and the other one is a desktop. Is everybody hearing me? Give me a thumbs up if this is all coming through. It's all good? All right, okay, great. I'm gonna see if I can share. I'm going to quickly, just so you can all see what it looks like, I'm gonna go to a Google ad platform and actually give you an example. I'm back with you. I stopped sharing my screen. Let's go to this. Let's see if I can pull this up. All right, so now you are seeing my actual computer. Is this interesting to you?
Yes, very useful.
Okay, good. So now, well, this is actually, you can see this right here. This is this Google My Business sort of entire universe, right? So I'm in Google Ads, and then you can see, I thought this would actually be where you can see how to do, it's not showing you. Well, anyway, if I go, I'm not going to jump into that, but here, let me sign in. That's the place where you would start up your free Google website. All right, so we go into campaigns. This is the Google ad platform. You have search campaigns, video campaigns, smart campaigns. And if I'm going to click on campaigns, and then you go to this video, and this is a video this client is running, and you can see it's going to show it to me. It's going to show it to me what it looks like on both platforms. And then this is
We're standing here with a switchblade at
this is what the actual ad looks like as if you are searching on YouTube, and you're going to see what it looks like. You've seen these before. You get the logo, you get their branding, and then to click the button, you can make this button whatever you want. It could be call me, learn more.
How do you get flying to be an everyday or?
And this is a client that, of course, is creating a flying car. I just wanted you to see that so you get a sense of that's the Google ad platform. Let's go back to this. Okay. And so is Facebook effective? Facebook is probably the most expensive ad platform to be using right now. YouTube, the Google YouTube ad platform to run videos is one of the most effective and efficient and viable as far as the amount of money you put into it for the return is much lower than Facebook. Facebook, there's a bit of a difference with Google and YouTube. You're gonna hit the people that are searching for your product or your type of product, and you're gonna pay only for clicks. Whereas Facebook is more of a brand recognition point because people are searching through their feed and your ad will be presented to them, but it's in much more general sense. And so when you run, if you have the money to be running ad campaigns on Facebook and Google at the same time, it can work very well together, but it is a more expensive campaign because you're going to get brand awareness on Facebook, which then can lead to them then Googling, well, I want a wood desk. Like if you build desks as your company, well, I want a wood desk. You saw something about it on Facebook and now you Google, well, wood desk builder near me or something. So it can lead, one can lead to the other very well if you can run campaigns concurrently like that. And another way to make Facebook effective, and I'm going to show you, this is an ad. It's called a carousel ad. This is a vet practice in Illinois. And so we ran a carousel ad, and this is getting massive amounts of attention because we have organically, and working with them, and they're very good at this, is they do very good posts on Facebook about how it's going in the practice. And let me get into this. I'm going to show you this other page. Oh, come on. My thing is not moving. Okay. So to be good on Facebook, you want to do posts that are talking to people about how you really are. You want to do birthdays. You want to do, you had this meeting with the local, baseball team. You support the local baseball team. You do food drives. You do fundraising for the local schools. These type of things. Actively showing what you're doing. You can see all these comments that are right here on this ad. This is an ad that's getting comments, which is almost unheard of, but it's happening that their ad is getting these kind of comments talking about how amazing this vet practice is because they're so effective on Facebook, posting every single day of what's going on in the practice. The doctor will talk about how she just saved this animal, or they'll talk about how they just did a fundraising activity, or they just, went to a local school and did a talk. So you can make Facebook advertising very effective if you've gotten very good at the organic side of it and building a presence with good posts, not the stock photography of, I'll give you the perfect terrible example. If you're a dentist and all you do is post smiling pictures of a pretty girl with perfect teeth, no one cares. They want to see that where the doctor went for his birthday, or that they just did a renovation in the office, or things that are real and human. So if you post like that, then your ads on Facebook can be extremely effective, and their ads are very effective. All right. This is, I just want to share, what I want to do here as well as we go through this is share a lot of examples of what's really happening with clients so you can see what we did in the effect. Because I think if you can see that for you, you can look at what you could do in a similar way. Grapham is a web design company in Canada, and they wanted to build up their following, was a key target for them, to have for two reasons. Because it shows that they're very relevant, that people do follow them, that they're popular. That's one thing, because people check your Facebook page to see about you if they're going to do business with you. So it adds a trust factor. And also, once you break, and here's an interesting point, once you break 10,000 followers, and I know that's a big number, but once you break 10,000 followers, your cost for advertising, their cost for advertising has gone down by 3 times. So when they were paying, let's say 26 cents per ad that was fed to somebody, every time someone saw it, they had to pay 26 cents. Well, now they're paying 9 cents. So you can see then the numbers start to fall, and Facebook awards you when you have a lot more followers. So we ran that campaign. We went from 300 followers in August of last year, and in 5 months, we have them at 14,478 followers. So, with a few $1,000s, we were able to drive their following into massive numbers. And then, so that's just one example of a type of campaign you might want to run on Facebook. If you want to get followers, you can run a followers campaign. This one in Nashville, Regenerative Orthopedics, well, you can do video ads on Facebook, right? This is just a cute video ad. It's had 200 clicks. It's cost 34 cents per click to drive clicks right to their website. And it's a very simple video ad. You can build this with several different pieces of software. I think I can play it actually. Yeah, it's literally.
You're freezing up, Sabron. You're
making it happen, and you're working your butt off to create a business. That's great, and no one's going to hold that against you if you don't have a website yet. But you do have to have a Facebook page, and you do have to have certain things in place. But you'll get to a point that you need to have a website. Here's the levels. The first one over here is Google My Business website. That's completely free, and it isn't a bad website. Your next level is this one here we built on Squarespace. That's a beautiful plant place in Sacramento. That is a Squarespace website. Just to be totally transparent, what does it cost? Well, Squarespace is a subscription-based platform. I think it's about 24 bucks a month to have a Squarespace website. You can build it yourself. So you pay 24 bucks a month and you can do it. It's a drag and drop kind of platform. But if you need a professional to build it for you, anywhere between, and you'll find someone to do this for you, between $1,000 and $2,000, you can have a beautiful Squarespace website built for you by a web design team that knows what they're doing. And then here's Amigo Animal Clinic. Well, this is a website this is actually a video. So this is sort of gray picture back there is actually a moving video on the actual website. And this is a vet practice in Colorado. This is a WordPress website. And again, to be very transparent about a price point, so you understand what it'll take to have a website like that, you're paying at least $5,000 usually to get a really well done WordPress website. WordPress is a much more professional level that has the ability to do a lot of work to customize it. I would call those websites a semi-custom website because you're starting with a theme, but you can make it how you want. So that's sort of the levels of website to get to, if you need to decide where am I starting with: free, low cost, more cost, and then beyond this, Amigo Animal Clinic website, you can have these fully custom websites that are tens of thousands of dollars. Those also come with a lot higher level security points in the corporate sector that you'll be needing to get into. All right, everybody with me? Give me some thumbs up if you're seeing me and this is all rolling. Okay, good. All right, video marketing. Okay, so we do a lot of video. And why do you want to do video? Well, because it makes that connection happen with the target audience. It really gets the communication started right off the bat because they're hearing your voice, they're seeing your eyes. And so then it builds that trust factor before they've ever met you. If you go to a website and there's a video right away that the doctor or the business owner is talking about their practice, about their business, and about why they do what they do, their passion for doing what they do, and why they'd like to help you, that will build just that trust, enough trust that they go, I'm going to choose that person for my product or service that I'm looking for, as opposed to the competition, because the video made you real. They see you, they hear you, they hear that you're passionate about what you do in your voice and the way you talk about it. It's a huge factor. You can see the statistic. Wise Owl is a very large video marketing company out of England. They did this survey internationally on consumers and marketing people and found that how people most prefer to learn about a new product or service, 68% short video. And then you have all these other numbers of other things to do. So video is a very powerful tool. And if you can get into it, it's a very good way to be sharing your story and engaging people to then take their next step. And you can post video, of course. YouTube is the biggest, but you can take that video and put it on Facebook as well, put it on your website. You can put them all over the place. All right. Some people have asked how long a video should be. It's a good question, but really it's funny because the answer to that is the video should be as long as it needs to be. You know, some people might say, well, if it breaks 10 minutes, YouTube, the algorithms in YouTube feed it to more people. You know, that might be true, but a 10-minute video that's a bunch of babbling and jibber jabber that's unimportant is also going to never get watched. So the video needs to be as long as you're talking passionately and engaging people with the message or the knowledge or the education you're sharing about whether it's how to renovate your bathroom or types of paint to use or how to groom your dog or how to program your phone or whatever that is that your business is doing or you do. Make it as long as you need to really share that story in that particular item, and keep it to one subject per video, because then they're going to watch it to see that thing. So it might be a 1-minute video, it might be a 2-minute video, it might be a 5-minute video, but if it's 5 minutes, make sure you're really engaging for the full 5 minutes. Then you're going to get people watching it. All right, these are just great, really good examples of how we've done videos with different clients that is building that connection, communication, and trust. You have the functional medicine doctor with the green there, quit settling for sick. You have a pediatric dentist right there, the lower one, the mom. Over here you have Happy Healthy Pets, which is a vet practice in Iowa. Then you have the orthodontist up here in blue, and then of course another therapy vet practice that is in canine rehabilitation over here. And you do very high level video to capture people's attention, and you use thumbnails that you set up and then post into your YouTube video. Another tip for you, and some of you have probably heard of this, canva.com is a great free tool. There's a paid level, but you really don't need it. It's canva.com, canva.com. If you don't know about it, check it out, Google it, and use that to create different ways with pictures, to share typography on pictures. All these were built in Canva. From Canva, you can post to Instagram, Facebook, make thumbnails for your YouTube videos, all these type of things in that, and it's free. So if you're not using it, check it out. It's a great tool. And then when you make a video, you can create a thumbnail and then put it in your video. And YouTube recognizes that. So they say that if you do that, we'll feed your video to more viewers. All right. And this is just an example I wanted to share. If you do nurture those relationships and build communication, connection, and trust over time by doing the real organic post to Facebook, share, have a great website, you share blogs, you share information. Over time, it works. Every time, this online marketing and the tools that we have to use to reach customers, it does work. And it works across the boards with every client. This dentist here, you can see year-to-year stats. This is over a 3-year period, continuously going up. The budget has actually gone down. So they were paying more at the beginning. They're paying much less now, but their results are much more because it has exponential results because you're building it up over time, and you build those connections and you build that engagement. And the algorithms behind Facebook, behind Google, behind YouTube, as you do that over time and you keep going, that they award you for that. They recognize that. And so your stuff gets fed to more people, but you got to keep at it. It is work, but that's what you're doing and why you're doing what you're doing. All right. Okay. So just another point, you can plan, but you have to execute it. And if you execute it, you get those results. And this is an example of a vet practice. And so the strategy with this particular vet practice had Google ads, Facebook ads. We were doing blogging every single month. We at least did one blog a month, educational blog about how to take care of your pet, different points. We emailed out that blog. We did a newsletter every month to their patients. We did video. So we had the YouTube channel. We shared those videos on YouTube, on their website, on their Facebook page. We SEO'd their website, made sure all their platforms were SEO optimized. And in each platform, that's different, but you need to go in there and do those points. Make sure you have a Google My Business page set up properly and all these things. So we're directing people to your main target, which in most cases will be your website. And of course, doing social media properly. The results, 492% increase in web traffic, 200% increase in monthly average conversions, and a 15% increase in new clients, despite COVID. So it does work. And I just want to, I hope I don't have to convince you that you do these things and you work out what you can do and how many hours a week can you put in and do the things that are the most effective for you and your business, where your target audience is living, what social media they are on, how are you talking to them, where are they seeing you, and then optimize those things so you're reaching them where they are. So the winning combo in 2021 for me, okay, and depending on where your business is at, if it's an established operating business, it's going to be a little bit different than the business that's starting out and you're on your own and it's a hustle and you have no budget. But you're going to have to be doing social the right way. Website, paid ads on Google or on Bing, Facebook. Make sure your SEO is in place, and then start doing video and content and blogging at least once a month. You're doing these things, putting them in the right sequence for you based on where you are and how much time you can put to it, and you're going to win. So all my best. I hope some of this has helped you to give you ideas, actually giving you some tips of things different tools you can use. And here, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I think that's pretty much all my slides. This is who we are. I know that Ron is offering a free business analysis if you'd like to do it as a follow-up. And then, of course, if you're a business and would like to do a follow-up with me, that's totally fine. You can reach out to Tony to set that up. Tony will be the contact man in the middle for all of this. All right, I'm going to stop sharing my screen so I can see all of your faces now. Hello, everybody. All right. Some thumbs up if some of that helped. Okay, great. Excellent. Okay, good. All right, so, well, Tony, I don't know if you want to pick that up. You can unmute yourself. Make sure in the comments, or excuse me, in the chat, that you share your contact information so you get a copy of the video, and also that everybody can share all of their contacts and make sure, what do you do so that if someone in here needs your services, they know how to reach you. And Tony, I don't know if we want to do we want to take any questions for just a couple minutes? Tony, we can't hear you. You got to unmute yourself, or unmute everybody.
Yeah. I have a question if we can ask them.
Let's do a few questions.
I just had a question we could, you had touched earlier on Facebook advertising and Google advertising. And I think that correlates to, like, on Facebook, that would be more about display advertising. And on Google, I think they offer both search engine advertising and display advertising. I was just wondering, do you find one more effective than the other? Or, should we be using both in conjunction with each other? Or is it more dependent on what kind of a business you have? Or
it definitely depends on your target. Sorry, it depends on your target audience and what kind of business you are, for sure, and where they are. Are you a local business that is selling a product within like a 20-mile radius, or is it, doesn't matter?
We can service the whole country. We're not geography specific.
And that unfortunately, that lends itself to its own challenges, because trying to market nationally with advertising is going to cost a ton of money. So you sort of want to, a piece of advice I might say to that is pick a target market that could be a test market, that you can go, where would I find a lot of people that would need my product or service, and go grab 100 miles of that area, whether maybe it's the Bay Area or it's the Chicago area, or it's maybe something, not such a major city, if something, depending on what your product is. and work to really optimize and go after them in that area, because you're going to spend all your money trying to go national. So, right, it'll be a combination of factors for that kind of thing.
Okay.
Where do you find a good virtual assistant? I don't have a lot of time to do a lot of the marketing because I spend my time writing for clients. So I would rather try to work with a virtual assistant, and I've hired people and they haven't been that effective.
Does anybody else on here have an answer for her? Anybody have good experience?
We actually do that kind of work. I have several people that do VA in all kinds of field on internet marketing.
About how much do they charge?
Well, here, let's do this. Is that Gina?
Yes.
Let's get into specific. And that was Michael that answered, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Right.
Let's when we get into the specifics, let's just have you guys connect off the webinar just to so we can all get immediate questions answered, because we're going to run out of time in about 4 minutes.
okay.
And Michael's information is in the chats, Jeannie.
I'm also sending it to her on a private. phone.
Perfect. Any else want to have like any immediate questions that came off of the presentation?
Yes, I had by the way, excellent presentation. I've got my virtual me up there rather than the real me.
Hi, Chris.
So I
Yeah.
apologize for that. My computer's docked today to get better bandwidth. But anyway, that said, back to what you were discussing, sort of Facebook, not versus Google and YouTube, but complementary to them. So I'm B2C, you're just in San Diego County only, tutoring. So that said, would you recommend then that Facebook viewers of videos and ads tend to have less purchase intent than, so meaning higher up in the funnel per se, than people who might be searching and come across us via Google and YouTube? Secondly, I guess when you're talking about Facebook followers and such, how do they translate for a B2C type of company? How do they translate to actual leads or revenue? I know that'll vary by industry, but in a general sense, we're besieged with companies all the time trying to tell us we can get you these likes and followers and stuff. But my colleagues in other cities say, it's kind of like throwing money into a black hole. And likes and such haven't for them translated to additional business. So how do we manage that?
Great questions. And I tend to agree with your constituents that are saying that it's a black hole of money pit. Let's see if I can answer the first part. Is yes, Facebook will build you brand awareness, but it's a higher up on the funnel, and you sort of need to be doing it, but I wouldn't pay for advertising on it. I would get really effective at sharing your successes and your wins with parents and kids and what you're doing, and good photos, of course, with approval, of course, of parents and that kind of thing, depending on who you're tutoring. So really get good on Facebook with organic posts, probably Instagram as well. I mean, you're in a good position because you're local and you're marketing to a local environment, as far as I can tell what you said. And but your Google and YouTube ads are going to be the closer to the sale. They're going to be where they click to, because they're actually searching for tutoring. That's where it's going to be most effective for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, we talked about Facebook and Google. What about Twitter? Is that an effective platform for advertising?
I would say no, except interestingly related to Chris, there are certain audiences on Twitter. I know teachers, parents and teachers are actually very much on Twitter. I had a client that was very big on Twitter because of that audience they were after. So most of my clients, I would say no, but check it out for your target audience. Are they on Twitter? And some pretty fast research will tell you if Twitter would be effective for you. But in my experience with my clients, I will tell you that Twitter would be the last place that I would spend my time. Yeah. Well, great, guys. It's been wonderful to have us all together. I think it's just great to just spend time together, to share and to get, more knowledge that we can all put into our businesses, be more effective. My best wishes to all of you. And I know someone asked this. We tend to try to do these every 6 to 8 weeks. So Sonia, you asked that. So this group, and a few of you have been here before. So this group, we try to, and Tony will alert and share out that we're doing it again. So every 6 to 8 weeks, we'll get together and share the latest innovations and things we're learning and new information that we're finding in our market. And we'll share it with you. So look out for it if in about that amount of time.
Yeah.
Have a great year, guys.
Thank you. I really
Okay.
appreciate your help,
So
you guys. Bye.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
There are two things I want to mention quickly for everybody that are here. So if you need some help with your marketing strategy, Seb Brown is the person to go. I just want to put that out there. You guys kind of heard, how effective he is. So if you are looking for some solutions, Seb Brown Walker is the person to talk to. Let me know if you want to talk to him. I'll hook you up with him. And there's a business analysis to help you to analyze how you're doing, whether you're just starting up or you're doing business for a while. There's a business analysis, which is free to do, which I'll send you a link to do, and that will help you analyze your business. And Ron Walker is going to be assist you with that, and this is free. And by the way, this is totally a free service. You don't have to hire Seb Brown. You don't have to hire Ron. But Seb Brown is our marketing expert, and Ron is the slightly older gentleman who is the father of Seb Brown. Just so you know who's who here. And me, I'm Tony. I'm the organizer for this meetup group. Okay, so. And you don't have to hire either of them. They're just very nice people. They're just helping us basically because they like helping people with their knowledge. And you guys might do the same when when you're out there, you're being successful. You love to just share your knowledge with others. So anyway, so let me know if you want to connect up with them. Okay, so that's all I have to say.
One last thing as well that we do, I'll do videos on YouTube from time to time about marketing tips and ideas. So you could subscribe to the Walker YouTube channel, Walker Creative YouTube channel. And from time to time, I'll put up videos on there as well of how to do different things. So check that out as well if you want to subscribe to that YouTube channel. Okay, guys.
Thank you so much.
Talk later.
Thank you.